Hello, my name is Belinda Meadows. This is a short film myself and my brother are making about what it was like to grow up in the 60s. The school I went to was an inner city school and it was pretty rough. We had a lot of immigration at the time, so about 2/3 of our classes couldn't speak English and it was difficult, but it was okay because school was never a priority to me. I used to play a lot of truant and you never really got your knuckles wrapped for it. The school board man would come round when you'd been off an awful long time and nothing really happened. You just went and done it again.
And do you think that you learned very much when you were at school?
No, very little. I learned after school. Learn a lot. I mean, I learnt the basics, how to read and write, and we used to have mothercraft lessons, how to wash babies and things, and needlework and cookery. So a lot of your schooling was took up with the domestic side of life, not the academic.
So currently there's a lot of focus on girls going into engineering and science. What were the expectations then in the 60s?
Oh my Lord. Well, I left school, say at 15, and went straight into a factory. And that was the norm. You went into factory work or shops. And in the 60s, boutiques were springing up everywhere. So you could go have 2 jobs in one day. You could walk out of one at lunchtime and go into another one in the afternoon if it was either factory work or boutique shops, you know.
And so what was your first job when you left school?
In a factory, a clothes factory.
Yeah.
It was a Jewish company and they were very, very strict. And you really earned your money. And coffee breaks and things, we used to have to sit on the bench where we'd do our packing. And when our 10 minutes or so was finished, Mr. Levington used to come along with a stick and smack us all. Come on, off, back to work. And that was quite normal. But I think when I first started work, it was the one and only time that I ever stole. These women that were a lot older than me, I say they taught me a lot. And I wasn't one of the gang until I stole a dress. I was horrified. And I'm 67 now and I still remember the fear. And I had to pack this dress down inside my clothes and walk out of the factory expecting people to pounce on me, the boss or police or something. And I've never forgotten that. So I was one of...
Did you wear it?
Yeah, I did. I used to wear it to discos and yeah, it was a very trendy factory. Yeah. It was good. Yeah, learned a lot.
And what about that transition from school into work? How did that go for you?
It was just, as soon as you were 15, you left. I mean, my sister stayed on for another year, but she had battles with my father that were unbelievable to do that. She wanted to take type in secretarial work. But I just went straight out into the factory and so I'd done a lot of growing up there, a hell of a lot. And it was a shock to the system that you had to be there 5 days a week from 9 till 5:30.
Yeah.
But that was very hard. I didn't think that was fair.
So if you played truant at school, did you play truant at school, at work?
No, I didn't dare, no. And I knew I wouldn't get paid if I did, so it wasn't an option really.
And when you began earning, did you feel like you had a lot of money?
Oh God, yeah. I earned £4 and 5 shillings a week and I thought I was wealthy. I used to buy clothes out of that, bits of food, and yeah, I felt it was just a different world to have money in my pocket. Yeah, it really was.
And music in the 60s was obviously a really big thing.
Yeah.
So did you have any particular interest in different bands or singers?
Oh yeah, I did, yeah. My best was the Beatles. I absolutely adored them. I even had a Beatles suit that had the round stand-up collar, grey suit. Oh, I thought they were incredible. The music in the 60s was incredible. Oh, it was a very exciting time.
Yeah.
'Cause it wasn't that long post-war, really. And there was an excitement in the 60s. People could earn, they could have jobs, buy clothes, go on holidays. It was a very exciting time, the 60s. Yeah, loved it. Really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you were at work, did you make any kind of new friends that were different to friends you had at school?
Not really, because they were all quite a lot older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't make friends outside the workplace. No, not really.
And how did you meet your future husband?
In a pub in the East End, yeah. Yeah.
So what was his chat-up line then?
I don't think he had one really. I just liked his car, and he was 7 years older than me, and we just went out and married in 5 months. And his proposal line was, "I really like you. One day I'm going to ask you to marry me, I think." And I said, "Yes, okay, I will do it now." Hence we were met and married in 5 months. No engagement, there wasn't the money for a ring.
Yeah.
We had a very low budget wedding. Borrowed my wedding dress from my aunt. The bridesmaids' dresses were borrowed from my aunt from her wedding as well. It was in a Catholic church in September, and the reception, but it was all accepted in those days. You didn't question anything. All the clothes were borrowed, and the reception was in my mother-in-law's house, and my sister and some other relatives and friends all got together. They prepared all the food, done all that. We had the reception back there and a bit of a party. And then we left, stayed at my sister-in-law's house overnight, the first night. And that was a tremendous shock because I was 17 and I had no knowledge of what went on after marriage at all. So when we came home from honeymoon, the pub that we used to go in, where all our friends were then, they all said, "Way, you had a good time. What have you been up to?" And the usual banter. I hadn't been up to anything. I came back just the same way as I went. Yeah, but that was, I mean, in the 60s, really, it was very rare for anybody to get pregnant or sleep together. No, it was a big no-no. And you didn't do that, or you didn't live together at all. You moved into your first home after your wedding. It was usually rented rooms then, in houses where there was about 4 or 5 people, families living. You know, that was all normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
So you've told me that you got married at 17. Now that seems incredibly young these days. Was it unusual then?
No. Lots of my friends got married at 16 and 17. Yeah. And you just did. You just got married and had babies, and I didn't. First of all, I waited 3 years before I had my son. But and then another 3.5 years before I had my daughter. But you didn't live together or get pregnant or to have sex. That was just a big no-no. It was, you wait till you get married, you know. Hence the return from honeymoon, which was a lot of fun. Yeah.
And your husband then, did he just think that was perfectly normal?
Yeah.
17-year-old.
Yeah, and because I was 17 and he was about 7 years older than me, I thought he was a god. Whatever he said went. You didn't question anything like that then. And wasn't till I got a bit older when I started having opinions of my own. That didn't go down very well. But I suppose I was lucky the way I met and married him, because I did grow to love him. I really, really did. Sadly, the marriage didn't last. It lasted for about 17 years, which, you know, but I was devastated. And I think that took about 10 years out of my life, really. Because I thought we'd be together forever, you know, but how long is forever today?
Yeah. And things that you maybe missed from the 60s or you thought were particularly good, you know, what was great about the 60s?
It was just the excitement in London. There was a buzz that had never been before, and the live music and clothes and Carnaby Street, and it was just so alive and so exciting. Loved it. Yeah, really loved it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're so welcome.